What's up, everybody? This is Tye Tribbett, and you are watching We Sound Crazy. I just know what it's like to go into your shell or to feel less than. I mean, not just as a minority, as a black man, but like, to being even beneath that. And it's not a healthy thing. And what it did to me mentally and emotionally, it took me so much time to come into myself. It took me so much time to believe that I have something to offer the world, or I don't have to be like some, because I spent so much of my time trying to be accepted and so much of my time trying to be like everybody else, so I won't be the standout one. Like, who? I used to hate, everybody loves substitute teachers in school. I used to hate them because it's their first time seeing me. You understand what I'm saying?
Crazy. Let me see just what you got for me. Put all your hands with my eyes to see. Straight but violent in the place to be. If you really want to party with me. In God we trust.
Ooh, perfect spot.
Perfect spot.
You pointed at me like I'm Split Star or something. Welcome to another week of We Sound Crazy. Your boy, Billionaire, a.k.a. the temporary Split Stars in the building.
What's good, y'all? Claude Kelly in the building.
What up? Chuck Harmony is in the building.
What's up, y'all? Bacon from Macon is in the building.
And In God We Trust was a good line to segue.
Man. It's a great line.
Special guest. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel blessed to be here. I be Tye Tribbett, y'all. What's up?
I like how he introduced himself.
I didn't know if I was supposed to do it or not. My bad.
Y'all, you good. You good. But
Let y'all do it.
Let's set you up even better.
Yeah. My bad, Phil.
He's a multi-Grammy Award winner.
Yes, he is.
He's won a lot of awards, but he's also a Stellar Award Lifetime Achievement recipient.
Yeah.
Congratulations again.
Thank you, my friend.
I was there to witness that.
Yes, sir.
Camden, New Jersey, that's home?
Camden, New Jersey, where I'm from.
Wow. Yeah,
Born and raised
See what
there.
I'm saying to you?
Yeah, I like that.
Bonafide stage killer.
Word.
We're going to talk about that.
We
Ladies
gotta
and
talk
gentlemen,
about that.
a music legend
Yes.
is in our presence.
Yeah,
Tye
man.
Tribbett is in the building. Make some noise.
Thank y'all.
About
fellas.
time.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good to have you, bro.
Good to be here, man.
Yeah,
For real.
good.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
He finally, I was begging him long enough. I mean, he was going
my
to,
God,
I think,
Phil.
R&B Money and Shay and all these
Phil.
people.
Wow.
Did he see Terrell? He saw a lot of people. He's just getting down. We the last stop on the train.
Save the best for last.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Save the best for
I
last.
was going to ask you about that. You were the first live performance on the Club Shay show.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And
That's great.
The song that you did, Anyhow. I know you did too, but Anyhow was like such a powerful performance.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's one of my favorites right there, man.
Yeah, man. You
Written
did
right in
that.
the
You did
pandemic.
that.
Thank you, bro. I
Yes,
appreciate that. Appreciated it. Yeah.
So again, I kicked it off with Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
A little birdie told me that you may or may not actually appreciate Busta Rhymes' music and art.
Oh yeah, man. Busta Rhymes was like one of my wow artists when I first started listening to hip hop, sneaking against my parents' will to do it. Because he had so much animation and energy, and that matched my personality so much. I was like, oh, that's what's up. Then the videos and all that was like crazy. So certain songs I definitely got his influence.
That makes total sense.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Like I got a song on Victory album called 1-2. It's called the Victory Check. Like 1-2, everybody got around. We're gonna praise God to the trumpet sound. It's like that's definitely his cadence. You know what I mean? And his energy.
Have you ever performed together?
I never even met the man.
What?
In my life?
Come
Never
on,
met
Phil, make it happen, bro.
Phil's a hater, yo. So. Just want to throw that out there.
Comes out. Because that would be a crazy,
That would be a
crazy,
crazy collab.
Yeah.
if not a record, some kind of stage performance.
Yeah, his energy on that would be crazy to me. Crazy. He the one that gave, like, watching him gave me certain freedom to just do stuff.
I want to see it happen.
Dang.
Interesting.
Yeah, never met him. Never even met him.
Who else hip hop wise are your favorites? Who do you listen to? It could be someone OG, it could be new school, but hip hop wise, if you had to say Tye Tribbett's top 5 hip hop.
No, you're not gonna do that.
Hip hop.
You're not doing that.
Dead or alive.
You're not doing that.
Yeah, we're gonna kick it off that way.
I'm not doing. I'm not
With violence.
Right. In no specific order.
no
Yeah, no order.
Okay.
No, you could make an order though.
Secular, mainstream hip hop.
I would say mainstream.
Okay.
Yeah.
In no particular order.
No particular order.
Biggie.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm Northeast, so you got
Tri-state area. Got your respect.
You got
I'm
to
from New York.
you got to give me that. Black Thought.
Ah, okay.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's just me personally. I'm not a bandwagon guy, but Kendrick.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that 3?
Yeah, that's
That's
3.
3.
I got to do Buster.
Yep.
Y'all not gonna like my last one, and I don't care.
Who is it?
Y'all,
Look, I'm already side-eyeing.
in unison. In between like a Drake and a Young Thug because of the melodies.
Yeah.
I can get with that.
I can
I mean, I can
Interesting.
I get with the melodies I rock with. I can sing. I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
I
surprised
do
by
that
that.
because it matches not so much for just it matches something that I do.
Yeah.
That I can
Yeah,
add
yeah.
to my craft. You know what I mean? To be more relevant.
I think it's a strong list.
Yeah. Thugger got some
You know what I'm saying?
got records for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would love to know, just coming from Camden, New Jersey, like what was just growing up, what was the temperature like in terms of music? Like what was the first time you felt like music impacted you?
It was like Andre Crouch vibes.
Yeah.
Like Walter, the Hawkins family. My mom was in radio.
Yeah.
As a program director, so she brought the records, literal records, home of the Hawkins. I remember Love Alive 3 with Philip Bailey introduced them. I was like, whoa, that's the guy from Earth, Wind & Fire.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So that musicality on that album, musicality on Andre Crouch, musicality of the Winans, musicality of all of these amazing gospel choirs. And even though hip hop and R&B I wasn't allowed to listen to, at that time, as a young man playing, I was like 6 years old when I started to play.
Yeah.
I wasn't really interested in a whole lot of hip hop and R&B because it wasn't really musical to me.
Yeah.
So if I was to sneak and listen to something, it wouldn't be our hip hop and R&B or popular music at the time. It would be like Joe Sample, or Weather Report,
Yeah.
Coltrane.
Weather Report.
What?
Wow.
What?
Okay.
Yellow Jackets, Weather Report is
Yeah.
where I was molded musically.
Wow, okay.
Jaco Pastorius might be my father.
Dad? Is it you?
Dad. So it was jazz and that
Yeah.
type of fusion jazz that I was really, really interested in. And I started infusing that in what I did first. And then it grew to, every other stuff. But musically, it was like very much gospel music and all of that musicality, which I still love to this day. There's no music like gospel, you know what I mean? I don't even know if there's any more live music besides gospel,
no.
country, rock, you know what I mean? But as far as, the culture is concerned, I think gospel is really holding it down as far as live music is concerned. We still got R&B, but they like loops, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean?
No, I just feel like gospel music, everywhere we go, people talk about how gospel music being missing from mainstream is why musicality is not the way it used to be. And the level of musicianship is not where it used to be.
That's true too. And a lot of what we do now has the sound of the mainstream music, which
As opposed to the other way around.
as opposed to us taking the sound from the church and from what we create and bringing it to. I try to do a little fusion of both.
Yeah.
But with that is very, very much so missing. In attempt for us to be relevant, we lose our sound.
I'm gonna tell you where it's most relevant, and it's not in front of the camera, but behind the scenes. Like a lot of the issues that I seem to face, even when you're dealing with rehearsals and musicians and the discipline that church teaches you.
Yeah.
The love of rehearsals. I mean, choir rehearsal was fun, and you were sweating it out, and they're like, "Do it again."
Yes.
I thought you flat. We doing the whole thing, the whole concert again. But how that trains you to be ready for church, but also for showbiz. That is missing.
We was just talking about that because I'm about to start helping my daughter come into this music scene, right? And her thing is like, I could kill it in the studio, but the performance side of it, I'm like, well, you got to join the praise and worship team then. That's how I did it, join the choir.
Yeah.
But that performance side is missing. I grew up in the audiences of church, which was the hardest probably audience to be in front of. And then New York
did not play. I'm from New York.
Yo, the Apollo is nothing compared to New York church. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we came up in that, having to figure it out. How do I get through to this audience? How I convey who I am? How do I introduce myself and have a conversation with any audience?
Yeah.
And I think I've done that. And I'm not going to shout out my own.
Nah, you should.
No, music mentorship program called The Chosen. But anyway, that's the stuff I'm starting to teach now. I'm trying to turn to the generation and starting to bring them up into how to convey and how to communicate in front of any audience. We've been in front of politicians, Hollywood, the hood. It don't matter. You got to learn how to convey this message of Christ to anybody if that's what you're going to do. So That's where I'm at now.
Speaking of that, conveying that message, earlier this year during the Stellar Awards weekend, you had a show at the House of Blues.
Yeah.
That was my first time seeing you live.
Really? And you mad this is my first time coming here. Now I'm going to take my jacket off. You feel me, bro? Now I got loose.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. And I'm not proud to say, but I'm proud to say that my takeaway, and I told you this the night after the show.
Yes, sir.
And I want to say this on this public platform so it's documented. Tye Tribbett is by far the best entertainer, performer in gospel and Christian music.
Wow.
I told you that.
I know. I didn't think he was going to say it publicly.
Why?
No, I'm just not that you lied.
No, but I was literally blown away at the presentation, the attention to detail, the choreography, the musical arrangements. Like there was so much detail on that stage. And again, I've seen your show obviously on different award shows and different specials, but actually your show, I encourage everybody, if you have not seen Tye Tribbett live, he is the best. And if you have a different opinion, at me.
They will. They will.
You know they will. So, but I had to say it because I was really blown away. And at first, it was so funny because Ty's looking at me like thinking something's wrong. And so he calls me out from the stage. And I'm like, no, I'm processing all of this just
I'm like,
greatness.
Phil, you okay?
Yeah, in the middle of the performance.
I'm like, Phil, you all right? I look like I'm taking a test. Am I passing or failing? No, but I saw you observing.
But amazing. So to hear that you're actually paying it forward and sharing that wisdom.
Yes, please.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
It is. It's needed too.
Yeah, it very much is. And I feel like, again, I treaded a ground before and I know how it goes. And I want to just help the next generation be able to do it, man. Because they get up there and get stage fright and don't know. Or you got to pay attention to what people pay attention to. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Even though it's not your main thing, if people are going to pay attention to that in your presentation, well, look good then. If they're going to pay attention to how you look good. That might not be your thing. I just want to tell the world about Christ. But look good because people pay attention to that. Just stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
It all matters.
It all matters.
It matters.
Or else we're not going to pay attention to what you're trying to present. So that's a very practical level. And then, of course, there are disciplines and all that stuff that'll help your witness or your story. We say witness on us.
Yeah.
So it'll help all of that stuff. But I mean, I think it's time for us to start paying attention to that because the wave of the music right now is just like, to me.
I feel the same way. And I feel like a part of it is that there's the experience of earning your audience.
Earning
their approval, make sure your message gets to the people.
Exactly.
Is an actual job.
Exactly. Every chef want to know how's the meal.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. They paid attention to the seasons they put in it.
Right.
They paid attention to each ingredient they put in it so that you can have an enjoyable experience.
Right.
And so I think we need to be like chefs in that regard, and to make sure we put specific things in our presentation to make it an enjoyable experience for those that are in the audience.
Agreed.
Is there someone that you watched coming up that you might have pulled from and said, hey, like you were able to kind of course, take it
besides
and turn it to your
everybody, nobody?
Besides
always be
everybody, nobody.
You gotta be a student, man. I don't care if it's not your swag. I don't care if you don't like the style of music. If this person is remotely getting across to an audience,
it's worth studying.
It's something that you could take away from it. You know what I'm saying? John P. Key and Vicky Winans, since you mentioned that back in the day, used to just have these comedic moments. I'm like, oh, they funny.
Yeah. Yo, Vicky Winans, straight stand up.
Straight stand up. When I used to hear preaching in between sermons, in between songs, they would like be very personable with the audience and tell jokes. John P. Key will give away money. I'm like, even if I don't do that, I'm going to tell jokes. No, I'm just like,
you're not giving me no money.
But it's different things you can take away from anybody. And I think once you feel like you can't, then you're already missing something.
Wow.
You're already missing something.
You got to be a student of the game at all times.
At all times.
That never stops.
Unless you want to stop evolving.
Like, do you still study?
I innately do it.
Yeah.
I don't even realize I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? And not that I'm never enjoying and just receiving someone's presentation, but it's always something like, ooh, I love that. Even if you just, like my daughter's graduation. Now, this is funny. My daughter's graduation party. We at my house, whatever. And then the DJ just, this happens all the time with DJs. They just, like you said, he dropped it like it was a harmony. Like he dropped the beat like boom and let the audience sing it. I was like, yep. I'm gonna do that, yo. So when we on a song that everybody know, I'm gonna do that. So on Victory, it's like, we got the B, C, E, O, Y. Then everything just drops. Boom. I lost. And they get hyper. So it's like you get that celebratory party atmosphere for a song called Victory. So I took that just from my daughter's graduation party or DJs all over the world. Shout out to you guys. But that's what happens to bring that type of thing. So I'm a student at all times, even if I'm not thinking about it. Yeah.
At this stage in your career, what do you find more enjoyment in, creating music or performing music?
First of all, thank you for that question, so I can sit back and think about it. I would say performing it, not just because of the attention on me, but for everyone to enjoy what's been prepared, because it's been prepared for you.
Yeah.
The word minister, if you're going to be a minister out there, does not mean to preach. The word minister means to serve, right? So if I'm a true minister, your enjoyment is my priority, right? If I'm a minister to God, I'm trying to please God. If I'm a minister to the saints, I'm trying to, in some way, not people pleasing or going that far, but in some way, I want you to enjoy, understand, and for my case, agree with what I'm presenting. So I would say the performance part is, even though the creative part is, like, if y'all could just hear the outtakes of some of the songs, the stuff that didn't make it, what I mean? I might put out an EP of just that. It's so cool. But anyway, I love that part because I am a musician. I am a creative. I'm not just a performer. But the more gratification comes from when I present it and it's, observed and absorbed.
We sound crazy.
We got the V-I-C-T-O-O-Y, ladies.
There's some serious stuff being said in there.
Yes. I love how excited you are still.
20 years later.
No, but that's awesome.
Man, it still moves you.
It still moves you that you're not jaded like, this one again.
No, because the whole thing is so much bigger than me, man. It's like reading no weapon formed against you shall prosper in the Bible. It's always going to be exciting. It's connected to something eternal. So it's going to be like that. It's going to be like
that's a classic.
That is a classic.
It is. It's crazy.
That song takes me back to my college choir days, and I feel like
don't age me, bro. You age
right.
me.
I'm aging too, but it reminds me of when like every choir you would see at these musicals, these late night musicals,
late night
would have the bow ties, the vests,
showbiz,
all that. So I would love to know,
crazy.
like, at what point did you realize that you and the group was making an impact on just
when we saw that?
Yeah.
So when we would go to different cities, Baltimore, wherever, Carolina, and we would see bow ties and chucks, and like, whoa, okay. This before viral was a thing, right? Social media wasn't a thing. We realized the impact we would have when we would start seeing our reflection in different places we go, whether in the audience or before we sung, the opening group is doing like certain moves because, before, I'm not going to say I was the first one, but I'll say I never saw it before me. Before choir members started moving around in sections, you had your tenors here, altos in one place, sopranos in one place, and everybody, you can jam in that spot, but you're not moving all around. I got so sick of that in GA rehearsal. I was like, yo, move around, y'all. Just move. Just keep moving, y'all. They're like, so they like maybe like a party scene. I didn't realize that, but I'm like, just move. I'm sick of. I know where Timothy gonna be. I know where it's at. I'm tired. Move around. You know what I mean? So we developed that freedom there. And when I saw other people doing it, I was like, oh, this is not just us. It's something. It's a movement. It's a freedom.
It's funny you say that because I do feel like, especially when Life came out, you could definitely tell that there was a shift. Like choirs felt more comfortable in doing like real choreography.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I mean, of course, you saw Kirk, do certain things and other groups, New Direction and all those people. But it was totally different when Tye Tribbett and GA came along.
That's
like
so crazy.
It was more than just marching down the aisle.
Right.
It was
stopping, backing up.
We're literally doing like Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson choreography in the church.
It definitely was Jackson level.
And you sweating after rehearsal.
Wow. Yeah. So many people joined the choir upset. Like, I didn't join for all this. I can sing. I didn't know I was doing
all this cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was doing God is in control, not Janet Jackson in control.
But see, on the flip side of that, though, like I know at my school, a lot of people thought it was whack being on the gospel choir. When we started doing stuff similar to what you all were doing,
That's
that
crazy.
made people want, like, yo,
That's crazy.
that's dope.
That's
Like,
crazy. And that's the point.
Yeah, and people wanted to spend their time
That's the point.
learning choreography. So y'all just changed the game when it came to gospel music.
That's
for real.
what's up.
So Tye, a few months ago, you were in an interview and you made a statement. There was a lot of context around this statement, but the institution of church is whack.
I'd like to talk about it.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And again, I saw a lot of chatter within the church community. Some people I thought were just trying to be seen and heard.
Absolutely.
You know, that's a whole nother conversation. But
Clout chasing.
did you know at that time the impact? Did you know the impact of your words? Did you understand it would cause that level of dialogue within just culture?
I just realized that a lot of people just don't know me. You know what I mean? And when I talk freely like that, you know, I got to be either more responsible, more careful, or more wise, or more prepared for whatever people. If I'm not gonna care, if I'm just gonna be Tye, then you got to be prepared for people to not know you or understand you.
Yeah.
So if anything, that was it. I was like, oh, okay. I had pastors call me that I didn't even know had my number. I'm like, how are you? Yep, she graduated. My daughter graduated. Just, yo, what's up with you? You know what I mean? Or a lot of people like, you know what I mean? I feel y'all understand. I just wouldn't have said it that way. Most of them was that. And it's just, let's just say to your point, what you just said. You didn't say it's whack. I'm going to say whack because I'm from the Northeast. Gospel choirs are whack. In college, he's thinking gospel choirs is whack until he saw a relevant presentation of it. Why were they whack? Right. It was something systemically that was in place, or that was like, yo, if you're in gospel, then you don't do. If you're in church, then you don't. Whatever that is whack to me. Everyone should have their own journey to Christ. Period. Yeah, I don't know what's going to draw. I don't know what you can't just come into somebody's church and say, no earrings, no this, and know that, and know that, and know that. It's like, yo, how about know him? Nobody's going to say no or no, not don't, but understand it, no, have knowledge of God. It's not about it's not about the God of man. It's about the man of God. In most religious sects, it's about the man of God. It's not about the God of man. So they make it about, oh, pastor, and I respect pastor. God established that office, not man. I honor that. I respect pastors, bishops, prophets, evangelists, preachers, teachers. God established that. I honor that. But man manages it. We don't do a good job all the time.
Right.
That's my whole point. And from what I've seen in my 48 years of living and being in church, I feel like we make it very, very difficult for people to have a genuine relationship with God. From Roman Catholics, who you got to go through a priest to have a conversation. That's ridiculous to me, but I ain't getting into that.
Confessional booth.
But the same type of system is set up in regular church. I grew up Pentecostal, and then the bishop come in is the same thing as a pope almost. Not that you don't honor them, but we don't idolize them. I love the quarantine. I didn't love the pandemic. I didn't want anybody to die. I love the quarantine. It shut all the systems down. The church was frantic because they couldn't go to church. My church, and I'm not comparing, it's not even my church, but one of the first things I taught Live Church Orlando, shout out Live, I love y'all, was God dependency. First of all, me coming from the stage, I knew I ain't gonna be at everybody's baby shower. So depend on God. Pastor ain't gonna be there for every bar mitzvah. I'm not gonna be there at the hospital bed all the time. Yo, your God dependency, I taught that extremely hard, which helped them develop a relationship with the one they're gonna need anyway. Gone are the days where I can't wait to get to church to get my breakthrough. Get it? Now. The same spirit that's in your prophet and preacher is in you. Cultivate that relationship, build that relationship, expand that relationship, know him more, mature in that relationship. Because at the end of the day, that's all. What are you gonna go to? Oh Lord, so I'm not disrespecting anybody, but gone are those days. It's over. Like, I can't wait to get to the pastor so he can pray for me. No. The same spirit that's in him, I can pray for myself, or I can get somebody to come into agreement with me. The power is in the agreement, right? If two or three touch as in agreeing, anything they ask shall be done. So if the power is in agreement, I don't need a pastor. I need someone to agree with me.
Yes.
You ain't got nobody in your phone with no level of God in them that can help or agree with you in something. That's a bigger problem than whatever you want to go to the pastor for.
Yeah.
So the dependency on church structure and church leadership is what I was talking about. The dependency that most of us leaders and systemically create. We create. If you ain't in it, and you go to another church, and you know, man, yo, we belong to God.
Yeah,
I don't even
sir.
say I have a church. I corrected myself just now. This is God's church. These are God's people.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of stress off me, number one. Not that I'm being irresponsible or careless, but I am not your source.
I'm not your source.
And most church structures are pastor's the source, and he feeds us and he gives us what, man.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You know, I love when I confirm what people in the church have heard. You know what I mean? I like when I'm confirming it. That means you're hearing God too. You're hearing what he's saying too. And it's more about Monday through Saturday than Sunday. That's what it's about. Sunday is about Monday through Saturday. What are we doing to empower the people? What are we doing to encourage them to get wisdom from God, get direction from him, get resources from him? Like I am, if I'm the leader and I'm doing it, why am I not encouraging or empowering others to have that connection with God? We scared that we're not going to be needed. We're scared that we won't be validated or praised or honored as the whatever. And it's sad. I'm grateful that I've gotten what I've gotten as far as accolades and stuff, musically and all that stuff, and I don't live by it, but I've experienced the celebration of people for what I do. I'm saying that because I don't use the church for any of that, right? For validation, to be put on, to be famous, to go viral, and none of that stuff. I don't need it for any of that. So I'm grateful to God for my journey, so I can have a more pure leadership lenses than a lot of what I'm experiencing today. It is sad. I wrote a song about it. I don't even want to play it for nobody. My manager like, I played it for my man Mike Todd in Tulsa not too long ago. He was like, you're gonna have to increase your security because the church gonna be mad at this song. So I'll let you hear it afterwards.
It's probably needed then.
Yeah.
So neat.
It's crazy, and
It's
I'm not
needed.
coming at nobody, and I'm not the picture of perfection at all. I'm the chief of sinners, yo. I'm not up here saying that I'm right and y'all wrong. But once you come to deliberately taking advantage of people, knowing their vulnerabilities and playing on it, using your gifts to get them to revere you in a certain way, it frustrates me. It frustrates me. So that's where the systems of the church is whack come from, and the institutions of the church is whack, which most come from Roman Catholicism. But I ain't gonna get y'all stuff canceled.
No, I feel like you made a good point in even saying that the quarantine highlighted so much.
Yeah.
Because also, it's for me, as I have a family I grew up Episcopal, totally opposite, super borderline Catholic, right? And I saw a lot of the stewardship that was failing, the community that, of course, it's a thing that you go to on Sunday, and it's a service and it's a time, but the community,
yes, sir,
that makes sure that people get their medicine, that makes sure that people are prayed for, that they have water, all that kind of stuff, that was shown to be highly insufficient, and that was eye opening.
Yeah, and I think also to my point, we should have a community of believers that will supply that, whether the church does or not. It should be fellowship, and it should be like-minded people around us that have kingdom mindset, that believe in the same God that you do. That, if we can't get to the church for these things, yo, you got me. I love my neighbor as myself. It should be lifestyle.
Yeah.
Worship is lifestyle. It's not
Lifestyle.
It's not time. It's not a time set in church. So it should be that. You know what I mean? So I'm glad all of that stuff was exposed. Again, for dependency's sake and to make space in our heart. Like, okay, the church is not God.
Shocked face.
The church is not God. My pastor is not God. Like, yo, you know what I mean? If I say, do you have a relationship with God? And if you're thinking of Sunday morning, it's like,
Right.
that's a dangerous thing to me. And I've done that, and I've been there. Like, I got a relationship with God. I go to church every Sunday. That's a relationship with church.
Yeah.
church is not God.
That's good. There's
so
a big
good.
I mean,
difference.
do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Huge difference.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And to me, the system sometimes, and institutions of the church, let me just say the systems, sometimes encourage that, like the other side of what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And make it that we're the. It's like, no, you are the temple of God. You are the church. You are the church. We are all the church. So we should be able to supply any need for a stranger or somebody like us. You know what I mean? Bless them that hate you. We have instructions as kingdom citizens, as believers in God. We got our instructions on how to handle each other, whether we know you or whether you're a stranger or whether you hate me. Whether we follow that and obey that is a different story.
The instructions are pretty simple.
I would.
Depending on the heart.
Depending on the heart, right?
I'm still a work in progress. So
am I, brother.
We all are.
So am I.
To that end of talking about the church, and you've been in gospel music for many years. Where's your thought process in terms of the state of gospel music? Because I know you're gonna keep it
There's
real.
your answer.
Well, this is a great conversation.
Why am I here?
Nah, because we want to have these conversations because they're valid conversations.
Because I have my own personal thoughts, but
Why don't you say yours first, and I'll piggyback.
I do think as a result of the church, as a result of there being a lot of people who have kind of turned away from ministry, turned away from church, as a result of many things that they've experienced throughout the years, and them not being able to, feeling like they can't be themselves when they go into the church house. They've turned away from faith-based music as a result, and it's suffering. And then I also think, like we were saying earlier, how, just a lot of the, like, things like choirs not being in place. Everybody wants to have like the 8-member praise team, and, everybody wants to do the CCM and worship songs. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, just like what happened to who we are as a people. But I could talk all day about it, but you're the legend on the panel.
Think?
So
how much time y'all got?
We got time.
That's part of the systems of church, I'm saying, as far as not having choirs, but having praise teams.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying choirs are right, and we shouldn't having choirs was a part of a church system at a certain time. So it's not choirs versus 8-member praise teams for me. And it's not just that people are falling away from the faith, which is a sad thing. Most people fall away from their belief in God, or even trying to believe that there is a God because of hurt, pain, disappointment, trauma. If God is real, why would this happen type stuff? It's not that I don't believe in God. It's because of all of these other things. The buffer is hard to really connect. So I just want to say I understand y'all. I don't demonize you all, and I pray for your healing in Jesus' name. Secondly, I don't think it's just the falling away so people don't listen to faith music. The gospel music industry is an industry. So people's reason for doing gospel music could very well not be solely for the message or the healing or the blessings of the people. We could be doing it to go viral.
Yeah, to be hot, to be popping.
To be hot and popping. So how can that penetrate my heart if your spirit or intention is just to be hot? So I'm not saying that nobody out there is real, nobody out there care about people, no. What's from the heart reaches the heart. I don't care if you've fallen away from God or not. If I'm real about this song, if this thing is, it's gonna be like, oh, I don't like that whole church stuff, but that's what's up right there. Period. I don't think we create all the time from that place of people are hurting. How can I help them? When the last time you went in the studio with a producer or a writer and that was the vibe? 100. That's when I wrote anyhow, bro.
Yes, sir.
Pandemic hit. I was like, people are hurting. How can I help them? We gonna be all right. That's the other. I was like, what could we? I'm not saying again. A broke clock is right twice a day. This might be my 2, y'all. So I'm just highlighting the times that I feel like I did okay. I'm not saying I'm all the way all right. I'm not. So let's just get that straight. But I don't think people create or present or minister or serve with the intent of helping you if you're down, healing you if you're hurt, addressing your soul issues or pointing you to God, even though things have, who thinks about that? So if we're not thinking about it, we're not going to get that from you. So I'm not listening to the gospel.
There's also a part
that could be part of it.
there's a part of gospel music that, like you said, it's an industry, right?
Yeah.
And because of all the information we have out there, there's also a part of it where everyone, it's crazy I'm saying this, but everyone knows too much.
I agree.
It becomes too strategic, right? About how to look, when to drop, how to say it, the visual, the timing, the social media, the numbers of it all. Right? That is a fact, and I think it hurts gospel the most because it's supposed to be an authentic exchange.
Okay, now I wish my manager was sitting right here. This is our fight 90% of the time, if and when we fight. And I don't mean, I just mean like, yo, man, I just want to stay. I'm trying to stay in this pure place when it comes to, you know what I mean? And it's harder the more success you get.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that worked? Let's do that again. It's like, wait, what is God saying? What do I feel like the people need right now? Hold on. I don't care if it's not a hit. I don't care. I'm trying to Victory wasn't a hit to me before it was a hit. One of the guys in my choir who literally grew in my church since he was 8 years old. Once I took over the choir, he was maybe like 14, whatever. He joined the choir. He went with me. He started calling me Pop because I've had Bible studies before every rehearsal we had, which was every Monday I had Bible studies. He started calling me like his spiritual father type vibe, even though I don't even, that's a whole other story. But he was like, yo, so he was like my first son type vibe in the choir. He was on his way. He was 25 years old at this time. He said, yo, he went to Hampton, went to HU. He was like, yo, Tye, people love go-go down there, yo. I'm telling you, VA will go crazy if you write a go-go. DC, they will go crazy. So I was like, all right, bet. Let me try to, and Victory came because he told me the impact it could have. You understand what I'm saying? So I knew that it could at least get the ears of people, That's why I wrote Victory, not because go-go was hot at that time. I don't even know of another go-go song that came out around that time. Yeah. But, my intent for writing it was, to me, what happened. So to your point, once you get industrialized, it's about everything else but
the message.
So now you write your song because it's 2 minutes and 58 seconds. It could be on radio. You write your song because You write it because, you want to be on Sunday Best. You write it because it's all of these other things now.
Right.
And which I respect because it's how the world, we're in the world, not of it. So, man looketh at the outward, right? So I use these scriptures for me to stay sane. Man look at the outward. So I'm gonna just try to look nice. Not that I look great now, but I'm just saying. Forgot my. He said, Jesus said, come follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. Yeah. Now, all you theologians and scholars out there, go ahead. Say I take this out of context. I don't care. To be fishers of men, you're going to have to understand bait. So certain things I do, like the Victory beat, was bait.
Ear candy, worms, earworms. Earworms.
It's bait. You know what I mean? We going to be all right in the trap beat. I love stuff like that. A lot of that stuff is bait, even though I like some of that. I like everything, but it's bait. I know this is what gets, I know this certain group will bite. And I'm not just talking streets. I wrote a song called He Turned It. It's so, if you just read the words of the song, it'll be like, oh my goodness, this is an awesome testimony or story. But the beat I put on it was bait for the culture of the church. Because I wanted them to listen to me. And I'm like, okay, maybe if I put it in this, they'll listen to me. So it's the Trojan horse approach where they'll let you in the gates because of how you're presenting yourself. But once you're in there, you open up and give them everything you got. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think everybody has that intent. Everybody don't think about that. Yeah. So I say that to say sometimes I'm dressed in the industry, but what's inside of me, I'm just trying to get through the gates. Because once I'm in there, I'm going to say, Jesus lives.
But it's still coming to me when I hear music. It's still from a very pure place. I feel it's coming from the heart.
Yeah.
A lot of the music, people, because I've worked in the industry part, and I've witnessed time and time again, people try to create based off of formulas. And it's about, how can I get a number one record of radio? And it's like, that's not going to work.
Right.
Yeah. And I've watched those artists fail time and time again. And I've dropped some of those artists over the years. Because the thing is,
like who? Sign out this way.
Name. No. But to me, as someone who did not grow up in church, I resonate and connect with people and the message and with individuals that is coming from that pure, real place. And anybody who's just trying to kind of create this formula and manufacture, it don't sit right with me. So that's why
And it's not just to me the systems of the church is whack. The systems of the industry is whack.
Yeah.
To me too.
Say that again.
We could talk about that.
No, because the
This is
issue
what we're talking about.
No, because the issue we're talking about, which applies most to gospel, but in general, it's authenticity.
Right.
And a feeling of making music that is authentic to the emotion of the moment or the feeling. And if you don't know how to make music for authentically when people are heartbroken, authentically when they're coming through, authentically when they're rejoicing, authentically when they're dancing, then Chuck and I met someone years ago that said, like, yo, the people are not stupid. And that's the thing that we take it for granted, is that audiences are, they're legitimately, we are not instinctually dumb.
Right.
You just know when it's BS.
Right.
And so the human body does not move.
Yeah.
It doesn't react to the rhythm, doesn't react to you if you sense fake.
Right.
And even more so when you're dealing with or potentially toying with people's spiritual emotions.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. It's not a safe place either. You know what I mean? That's when you get to like witchcraft and manipulation. I'm trying to move you to a certain way to have favor with you so you can support my product or whatever like that. That's using the people and not loving them. I try to prioritize loving people and not using them. I don't go to places. Oh, how many people was here? 50. That's business. I get it. I'm not mad at nobody who does that. I try to be like, yo, how can I love these people and help these people? Because the result in doing that has always been them giving back, whether it's financially, resources, or whatever, or supporting my music, whatever. It's all, the result or the fruit for me has always been a favorable response. So I've never had the finesse to try to get people to, get on board with me or rock with me. You just keep it real. You prioritize them. You love them and don't use them. I feel sorry for musicians every week that go to church, bro. The musicians at church, they are used. A lot of them are used and not loved. Don't nobody care about their mental state, emotional state, their past traumas, their relationships, their finances. They just throw them a couple $100 every week.
That's
and
so true.
Kill my church so we can rock and say that God was here. I was a musician at church, so I know that, and I was tired of being used and not loved. But if you love me, you could use me. I won't even consider it using me. It's like
it's my pleasure to do. Yeah,
it's my response. It's my like you said, our innate response is to give to those who show love to you or who pour into you. Dogs do that. They know which one feed. That's the one that fed me. What you want?
Man, what's good?
We sound crazy.
Other guy, your bridges go burn. Now it's your turn to cry.
So I recently saw an interview that Marsha Ambrosius did, and she talked about her involvement with Cry Me a River. The song we just played. And what I didn't realize, I was at that time today years old, that I found out you had an involvement in that as well. Just talk about that whole experience and how you were able to be on that record.
We were one of the Roots members, James Poyser. You'll see him on Jimmy Fallon show. On
The legendary James Poyser.
The legendary James Poyser. That's my dog right there. So he's a church boy too. So he was always, Jazzy Jeff Saturday night, Will Smith, but Pentecostal church Sunday
morning.
So I would see him at the midnight musical. It's like, yo, you the dude that was just you. We click, we connect. I don't really remember whatever happened, but we was working in their studio trying to do our demo album, right? And everybody would come through the Root studio. Everybody, Erica Badu, Jill Scott. Especially the neo soul movement right there in Philly, D'Angelo, Bilal, Music Soul Child. Everybody would come through there. So when Timberlake came through. It was like, yo, Tim's interested. Like, he might want to put a choir on something. So we did like, we was on Bubba Sparks' album. We was on Jessica Simpson's Christmas album. We did something with Will Smith. I
did not know that.
Yeah, check it out. Thank God for the internet. You can go right now.
He's like, do your research.
I'm just saying. I'm just glad. I'm not lying to y'all. So we did a couple of songs with Tim, and this was one of them. And we was all just jamming. He was playing first of all, Timbaland's beats, man. It's still
crazy.
VA.
Ain't
VA.
You hard for VA.
I'm just saying, I miss you on it.
I got you. All right. So it was so hard. We was all in there jamming and playing around. We did a few, especially my boy Paris, rest in peace, Paris. He played a few Jones. We heard later on in 7-Eleven, like, ain't that you, bro? Like, on whatever song it was with whoever, you know what I mean? So I was on there playing that line, and Tim was like, keep going, keep doing, keep doing it. I was like, do. We just playing it. And so that's me on there playing that part. And then I part some G8, my choir parts on there. Cry me a river. Oh, cry me. Stuff like that. We had to do we did the whole thing. You don't really hear us in the mix though, but we did all the backgrounds. But then Marsha came like a day or two after us or something like that and laid her part. And that's how that song came about. So
Fire.
That's crazy.
Ain't it crazy? It's like, what? And it came out and we was just like, that's us. And then the usher in the church was like, sit down, that ain't you.
Now I'm
on a church trip.
I'm sitting here thinking about how many mainstream moments, right? Gospel icons like yourself have been a part of, right? That one being one of them. Yeah. And then earlier you were talking about We Gonna Be All Right, and obviously it took me down the Kendrick Road, the Super Bowl, and I was like, yo, has there ever been a gospel-led Super Bowl halftime show? And how nuts would that be?
Yeah.
They have
right
Super Bowl events surrounding but never been like
But there's just enough I know the Super Bowl is about like, it's gonna be middle America and mainstream. But I'm like, but there's a lot of gospel that's middle America mainstream.
I'm saying.
Who would be in the lineup?
Well,
you gotta do your top 5. You ain't gotta. I don't have to be in it.
No, this is easy. This is easy, and this is not because this is based off of the Super Bowl halftime show. It's gotta be lit.
Exactly.
It gotta be lit. It gotta be lit.
Tye, Kirk, Clark's, maybe Hezzy. Yeah, I don't know. It's only a 15-minute set. You know what I'm saying?
So only 4. You got 4. You got 4.
It's already crowded. You know
right. So it's 4.
But I'm thinking about like just no questions. You tune in and you are.
What about a Mary Mary?
Yes,
I got you. That's your 5th.
I might knock off heads and put Mary.
Shackles got to be in there.
Because Shackles.
Yeah.
I've heard Shackles in the club. I've heard Shackles in the church. But I think that would be a crazy idea.
That would be great.
Come on, Phil, make it happen.
No, come on, Jesse Collins.
Jesse Collins.
Jesse, you watching? Jesse Collins. This is and Rock Nation. Yeah, that's the decision makers.
It would be. I think that would kind of be like, because my thing about the Super Bowl, even the debate they're having right now, is that y'all all talking, but you haven't really shaken it up yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
With different genres, different collaborations of genres, because American music is a lot more than pop or hip hop, really.
Right.
Yeah. Which is kind of what it's been for the last how many years.
But do you think there will be, of course, there will be, well, not animosity, but friction, or you know what I mean, because it's a deliberate faith being, you know what I'm saying?
I would say that, except for the fact that I hate when we play that game because
I mean, I do too. I just wanted to ask.
America is a diverse country when it comes to things like a halftime show, a national anthem. We know what the faith is. The faith is baked into it.
Right.
So let's just
stop fronting.
Let's just. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
It's not really a hard sell. Let's not make it a hard sell if it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
And also, let's also give understanding grace to people who are not Christian and know that they still can enjoy it. Just
exactly.
And our fans of gospel music did not, whether they go to church or claim Christianity as their faith.
Man.
Which is why you said like songs that you've done in Kirk and Mary, everyone knows that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think they will be surprised at the viewership.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody, it'll go crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
It's definitely family friendly, the lyrics.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta
bleep nothing.
You ain't gotta bleep nothing.
and then if you really, really want, then throw someone who's mainstream who you don't know loves gospel music like that.
Right.
Who would you throw in?
I don't know.
Don't say Kanye.
No.
No.
That's not helping your that's not helping your Super Bowl cause.
Tye, as a singer, who would you throw in?
Right, who'd you throw in to sweeten the deal?
I can't say this, y'all.
Secular artist.
Oh, a secular artist that I'll throw in to sweeten the deal. Somebody who loves God that we don't know love God. I like this guy. I think he's super, super, super talented. I like John Batiste.
I love
Yeah.
Hello?
I like John Batiste. And his performances are crazy, high energetic.
Yes.
He's musical. He loves God. You know, we've talked a few times.
This is sounding better and better as it goes.
Good.
Yeah.
No, for real. I think he would be
It'd be great.
a good bridge.
And he's all American too.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. I like John Batiste. My brother plays for him as well.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tye, October is National Bullying Awareness Month.
Really?
Yeah.
I can talk about this.
I wanted
coming from a bully.
Wow.
Thank you.
But I want to talk about the anti-bullying campaign, your initiative that you've been working on diligently, because this is October. Can you tell people more about your organization?
Well, yeah. Well, my story is the birth of the organization. You know what I mean? Growing up, skinny, black, buck-tooth guy, you know what I mean? All I got was teased and bullied. I think I'm funny and quick now because I had to have responses to people and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? So my sister, my older sister, would always like come to my rescue. Everybody kind of, they liked her. They thought she was cute. So either she used her feminine wiles, or she literally punched somebody in the face. So shout out to D. Thank you for hooking me up there. But I just know what it's like to go into your shell or to feel less than. I mean, not just as a minority, as a black man, but like, to being even beneath that. And it's not a healthy thing. And what it did to me mentally and emotionally, it took me so much time to come into myself. It took me so much time to believe that I have something to offer the world, or I don't have to be like some, because I spent so much of my time trying to be accepted and so much of my time trying to be like everybody else, so I won't be the standout one. Like, I used to hate, everybody loves substitute teachers in school. I used to hate them because it's their first time seeing me. You understand what I'm saying? My teacher already know my teeth is big and I'm black and I'm skinny. I ain't got to worry. A substitute was like, Thomas Tribbett, like, that little second look. I always got that stuff. So it's like, it just never felt good. You know what I mean? Or my parents were like the head of our organization in churches. So they would visit different churches, and I would be I was playing the organ at 12, very, very young. I just hated any new company. Any new environment, I hated it because I knew I would be the center of attention for the wrong reasons or for reasons I did not enjoy. So me seeing that in other young people coming up now, and me having conversations with people who go to my church, shout out Live Church again, and they feel like they're ugly ducklings, or they're being bullied by people at school, or even cyberbullying, man. These things,
cyberbullying is a whole nother level.
No, you don't know people's psychological state is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So for you to just go on them and all that, you don't know what it takes for them to be bold enough to be in public. You understand what I'm saying? So, and we ain't women. I ain't got no lashes and wigs and shout out to you ladies. I love you. You look beautiful. But ain't that much we could do. I could throw a hat on, but I'm just saying what we go through, what I went through psychologically. I'm like, okay, man, I can help somebody who's 6, 7 years old, whether it's, in a school environment, whether it's a religious environment, or whether I used to play basketball a lot. I thought I was going to the league, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I had to make a choice between church and the court. You know what I'm saying? But I chose God. So, like you can't choose God in basketball. But anyway, I thought, so even on the basketball court, stuff like that, I always had the talent, but I never had the confidence. And I felt like I could have moved further in my purpose, or I could have skipped over so many things that I paid attention to that had nothing to do with my destiny. And I want to help enlighten and empower other people who may be experiencing the same thing. Give them that confidence now. Before you got it physically, get it in your heart, get it in your soul. Believe that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. But I want to get that and instill that in them now.
The earlier the better.
Yes, to remove what the Bible calls the fear of man. Forget the fear of man. We fear no man. We are God's. Just give them that confidence. Watch how creative they be. Watch how amazing they be. Watch how smart. Might be the next lawyer. Might discover another cure to a disease. Who knows? When you have the freedom, or what Tim Fletcher calls the environment of encouragement. I thought encouragement was, you did good, but that's actually validation, right? That's validation. Encouragement is actually an environment. It's an atmosphere. Like when your parents are not arguing every day at home, that's an atmosphere of encouragement. So now I can become anything in this atmosphere. It's peace. It's love. It's good things happening in my world. I could become a farmer, anything.
It's safe to be creative.
It's safe to be creative. I don't have that fear-based thing. Is mom going to yell at dad? Are they going to beat me?
Wow.
Am I living right? Am I living holy? All that fear, left me in the cocoon too long. I could have been spread my wings. You know what I mean? I could have been did it. So that's what I want to do through this initiative. So we're just discovering creative ways to partner with different people, from Boys and Girls Club to churches, how to identify who's going through this and how to safely serve them.
Shout out the Boys and Girls Club.
No, for real, yo.
Because they were, when I was a kid in New York, like the Boys and Club was everything.
Yeah.
Like it taught me woodwork, swimming,
Same.
mentorship.
Yeah.
Yo, I was
really dope.
I was in that job. I'm sorry to cut you off. Bro. I'm so sorry
please.
about that. And you had this. They gave us like this wooden block with a little dip in it, and it's another wooden block, and you had to make a car out of it by the next week, right? So everybody came and they shaved the front down, and they did the front, and they put these wheels on it. I just came with a block with wheels because I guess I had revival that week or something. I don't know. My car took so long getting down that slope. Everybody comes and shoot. Mine was like, so I lost that. But yeah, they taught me.
Now
you
learn, I mean, stuff that they don't teach you in school.
Literally.
I love the
vocational thing.
Vocational
yeah.
That
I love that.
In school.
Yeah. That's another thing. The educational system is whack to me sometimes.
It is.
Sorry.
But looking forward to building more.
Yeah.
So
good turn. Thank you.
Anti-bullying is on the screen, the website. But if you're listening on the radio side, ANTYE as in Tye, get it? AnTyeBullying.com for more details and see how you can get involved and support this amazing organization.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I love that. I'm serious about
that. That's so
too.
needed, especially for young boys.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I can't wait for that. And I have no sons, so hopefully I'll get them through this.
Oh, you will.
Yeah. 2 girls, so y'all pray for me.
All right, so let's do a quick edition, special edition of Tye Tribbett, Keep or Kill.
Keep or kill?
Keep or kill. Tye Tribbett edition.
Oh, no.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. So the keep is your preference out of the 2 options we'll give you. You follow? So like it might say Boys II Men or Jodeci. Your preference might be Boys II Men, so you'll keep Boys II Men.
Bet. All right, let's go.
Go ahead. Someone start because
Thriller or Off the Wall?
Oh.
Thriller.
Kendrick Lamar or Busta Rhymes?
Why would you do that? Busta today.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Prince.
Singing or playing the piano?
That's hard.
Playing the piano. Oh, am I done? Good job.
No.
That was great.
No.
I like that game.
No, I got one. Album edition. Life or Victory Live?
Victory Live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake or Bruno Mars?
Ooh. Bruno. Musicianship side.
Yeah.
Even though Justin could play too.
Brandy or Jasmine Sullivan?
No. This is our argument every day.
Which side is Kelvin?
Kelvin says Brandy.
Oh, no.
I say Jasmine.
I'm
You say Jasmine?
Yeah,
Jasmine too. Y'all Jasmine? And she's from Philly, so it's like it's a little biased there, but
yeah. Producer edition, Timberlake or Babyface?
Why are you going? Timberlake.
Missy Elliott or Lauryn Hill?
Come on, Jersey.
Missy. Maybe his shirt did something to me. I don't know.
Wow.
I need more content from Lauren. I need more music.
Yeah.
Right.
I need more music.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I need more music.
Dang.
Did they cancel the tour?
Yeah, they canceled the tour.
See, I need more content from her.
Oh, that's it. Tye Tribbett, Keep It Kill special edition. Make some noise. Yeah.
I love Lauryn Hill so much. I do. I really do.
We sound crazy.
The Esther Roll
Award.
I can feel him moving, moving, moving. I can feel him moving, 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 moving on the altar of my heart. Every now and then.
Esther Roll, who played Florida Evans,
Yes.
she has a whole gospel album.
Okay.
Garden of My Mind.
Garden of My Mind came out in the 70s.
Savoy Records.
Okay. I remember Savoy.
75.
That got us to saying, there's too many black entertainers that have done things that we didn't know about and that didn't get their flowers for their contributions. So we said We Sound Crazy gonna have an award part called the Esther Roll Black Excellence Award.
I get it.
So that's gonna be speaking talking about earworms, that's gonna be in your head for the rest of your life.
It really is, man.
And now all of us nominate someone that we think has been overlooked or deserves more flowers. Not overlooked, deserves more flowers. And then we give that person an award every week. We'll all nominate and then vote. So you're a part of the delegation right now.
Okay.
I'm opening the floor to nominations. Who would like to? Timon, I feel like
it's not just music.
Yeah,
it could be anything. It could be anything, but normally it's around music, but it could be anything you want.
I feel like this is going to be somebody that not a lot of people know, but he's had a great impact. He's no longer with us. Was listening to a couple of his records over the weekend. Norman Whitfield. So I'm gonna put him on the table this week.
All right, it's a good one. I'm gonna nominate Kelly Price.
Wow.
Okay.
I like that.
Because when I think of artists that have been able to be quality in R&B and gospel and mainstream and should be in the conversation of most influential and been on some of the craziest records, Kelly's one of them people. Dr. Kelly Price.
Oh,
I should say. But I mean, one of the best live singers, one of the best singers, period, but in person.
That's 100.
Crazy.
That's 100.
I'm going to go with someone that was talked about early in the conversation. He was part of Tye's top 5 hip hop artists. I don't feel like he gets the flowers he deserves. We always talk about the roots and we focus on Questlove and others, but Black Thought is my nomination this week for the Esther Roll Black Excellence.
I like that as well. It's good.
I'm gonna go old school. I'm gonna go the Wayans brothers.
Ooh.
Okay. Is that Marlon and Sean?
Marlon, Sean, Keenan.
He's talking about the whole
Keenan, Damon.
family.
Yeah, the family.
Kim, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, she's not a brother.
Oh, you said the Bristol.
The Wayans family. Let me say the
Wayans family. My bad.
Okay,
my bad.
Yeah, they're the reason why we have a Super Bowl halftime show.
Boom. They sure are.
Yeah.
Who you got, Ty?
I'm gonna go. I can't stop thinking about this man when it comes to gospel music, Richard Smallwood.
Oh yeah.
I have to say Richard Smallwood. I've been listening to his music lately. He has a song called Healing. And I've been listening to that. The changes, the changes. He's an anti-gospel artist. His changes and movements are more classical music,
yes sir,
and jazz than gospel. But he took a chance in the 70s to present a sound that was authentic to him in the classical region, and it brought and kept a certain class in gospel music and authenticity to real music, and not just digital. And to this day, it's soul stirring.
Yep.
And it literally, you can feel his intent because everyone is blessed by it. He has songs in hymn books.
Yeah.
I thought that was just in the Jesus
hymn
days. So I will give it to Richard.
I love that. All right, so this is a hard
This
list.
is a tough week. So just to recap, we got Norman Whitfield, Kelly Price, the Wayans family, Black Thought, and Richard Smallwood.
This is crazy.
This is a crazy list.
All right,
So we vote, Ty. You can vote as many times as you want. If we hit a tie, we'll do the tiebreaker. But you can vote as many times as you want. You can raise your hand. So kick it off. Norman Whitfield. Round of hands. Okay. One.
Is everybody gonna be one? We're gonna pick the one we pick.
No. You'll see.
1 out of 5. All right. Dr. Kelly Price.
That's 4.
4 out of 5. The Wayans family. 3 out of 5.
You was thinking about it.
That's a good one.
Black Thought.
Yeah.
3 out of 5. Ty's still a hater.
I'm still on my own. I'm selfish.
Richard Smallwood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unanimous. 5 out of 5.
Oh, word.
Yeah, easy on that.
Yeah. Congratulations. Richard Smallwood is our winner this week of the Esther Roll Black Excellence Award. The Irby.
I love that because as we start to wrap up, the one thing I want to make very clear is how valuable and important choral music, choirs.
Yes.
And I say choral because it's not that. I mean, groups of people getting together. Period.
Yes, sir.
To harmonize and what that does musically and spiritually.
Yes.
And how you've kept that tradition alive in the most fresh sense ever.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
But then, of course, Richard Smallwood is you going back to the inspiration. But we need more choirs.
You're right. I can't wait to do my church album, which I'm going back to like some old choir GA music.
I love that.
And I'm gonna release it through my church choir. It's gonna be so crazy. It's gonna be like
we need
Victory Life-esque.
We need some get in your section and sing until
And
you're hoarse.
sing it.
Yeah.
They're still doing it, man.
You know what I'm
Choirs are
saying?
very much still
Yeah.
relevant. They still rocking, and they're getting younger and younger as well. So it's just one young choir. I don't even know what they call. They like go viral every Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, I'll probably try to get it to Phil. They are really, really, really dope, and it's like kind of a fresh take, like what you're saying.
Yeah, now put us on. I want to
I
know who
will.
that is. Yeah.
I will. I'm so mad I don't know the name right now. I would have shouted them out, but I got you. But it ain't completely dead, thank God.
Nah, it needs. I guess I was thinking more from an industry standpoint, right?
Okay.
Like making that the main event and.
And I get that's why you said
albums and-
Hez for the Super Bowl, probably.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Because even visually, what that would look like
Yes,
to see
so many
50
people.
to 100 people.
Rappers got choirs behind them.
They do.
Will Smith just did it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know.
Phil always got his little sneaky fingers and all the.
What's wrong?
I stay out the way. I stay out the way.
You had some, he put
Phil,
that together?
Phil, were you not involved with Will?
I stay out the way, man. I
Thank
stay
you,
out the
Phil.
way.
That was.
I stay out the way. Ty, what's next? What's in the future?
Whoa.
Besides the halftime show, the Super Bowl. Just put it out there.
I just got off the Only One Night Though tour. Thank you for coming through, Phil. I think we're doing a Europe edition next year.
Nice.
Wow.
Exclusive. I'm sorry about that. But top of the year, we talking about doing something like that. I got a book coming out called Religious.
Religious.
Along the lines of what we was talking about. It's not the systems of church is whack book. It's not that, but it's along the lines of what we're talking about. It's about empowerment.
You got to come back and talk about that when it comes out.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. I'm also launching a podcast called Religious.
Nice.
Hopefully it'll be anywhere as good as what you guys are doing, man. It's amazing. I'm gonna steal that Esther role. That's the only thing I'm taking from y'all. Just leaning into my family, man, the church, and really just try to stay low. And because times are getting crazy now, and just trying to really just stay sober and watchful. You know what I'm saying? Because these days it's getting short. I believe Jesus is soon to come. If he don't come soon, there's still about to be some major changes even after this election.
Yeah.
Either way, it's going to be some major changes in our country. So that means in our lives. So I'm trying to anchor myself sober, get braced for whatever is about to happen, so I can be solid in my faith, solid in my beliefs, solid as a man, solid in everything, because it's a shaking coming, bro. Yeah. And I don't want to be moved. So
solid as a rock.
And I pray you all don't be moved either. Be solid as a rock.
What an amazing conversation. Make sure you follow us on all platforms at We Sound Crazy and WeSoundCrazy.com.
And shout out to our partners at Visit Music City. Thank you so much for your support.
You got to come back, bro.
Yo, I feel like we just getting started.
Yeah,
man.
so fun.
I feel like we just getting
I
started.
want to talk about. I mean, there's a lot of music to talk about. We didn't even
the albums,
and the influences, but also all the platforms and things you're working on need a lot more time.
Yeah, I would love to, man.
So,
if Phil let me come back, I'll do it.
Phil, can he come back?
I'll think about it. No, welcome anytime. Especially, I would imagine new music is coming in 25.
Oh yes, I didn't say that.
But we need to really, because you've obviously got your flowers from the Stellars and the Lifetime Achievement Forum, and obviously still winning Grammys this year.
Right, right.
Crazy. But we want to give you your flowers in a bigger way. So let's figure out something in 25 where we literally do a kind of retrospective conversation with Tye and go through his entire career.
I would love
and maybe we do that as a live event at the museum.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Okay, we got an exclusive, y'all. Y'all heard him?
Yeah. There we go.
I'm with it. So if it don't happen, it's Phil.
Special thank you to our brother Kelvin Leach, Locks Entertainment.
Yeah.
Ty's manager for making this conversation a reality. We appreciate you, Kelvin.
Thank you, Kel.
Thank you, Kelvin. And take us out. What song we going out with?
I feel like we gotta do an old choir, not an old choir.
Could be anything
song.
you want that you feel like closes out this convo.
Let's do Anyhow.
I was about to ask.
I got you.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. I didn't want to do one of my songs, but
let's do
It's
it.
appropriate.
Let's do it.
That.
Some crazy times coming. Your hallelujah anyhow is your stance in anything. You know what I'm saying? Let your faith not be shaken, even though your world might be. Jesus said, let not your heart be troubled. So even though there's trouble in your life, you don't have to be troubled. Stay solid in Christ. I love you all. God bless you. No matter what comes your way, keep your praise. Hallelujah. Anyhow.
Thank you to our special guest, Tye Tribbett.
You're supposed to drop the song right after I did that, man. You're supposed to drop the song.
Thank you.
I did the peace sign. I backed up. That's when you just drop it.
We sound crazy. We out of here. Thank you, Tye Tribbett.
Peace.
Oh man.
We sound crazy.